Well, meantime, unions are not giving up on a certain fight in Michigan. Now we are hearing there is a push to recall a vote for Governor Rick Snyder over his signing of the right to work bill. In other words, to get him out of there. Wisconsin ringing a bell. Unions lost that one and that recall election. In our union battle segment, the Mackinac Center for Public Policy's Vinnie Vernuccio says, go ahead, make his day, bring on a recall. How likely do you think that is?
I don't think it's likely. They've already tried twice. They failed to even get the signatures to get it on the ballot twice. And, Neil, if they've learned anything at all from Wisconsin, they know this is going to fail. They've tried recalls in Wisconsin. They try to go after the brave lawmakers in Indiana when they passed right to work in that state. And guess what? The Republicans kept both houses and even increased margins. So if they really want to try, let them flush more of their members' dues down the toilet and give the members more of a reason to say, hey, I got a choice, forget about it, I don't want to waste my money.
Well, I think there's something to that, and it's a lot harder in Michigan, too, where you have to get a good chunk of registered voters. In Wisconsin, if memory serves me right, it's any eligible voter to get the signatures on, so it's a lot pickier and tougher to do so in Michigan. But let's say they try that. To what end? You think they'll fail anyway?
Looking at Wisconsin, looking at Indiana, if history's a lesson, it looks like they are probably going to fail. It looks like they're going to waste their resources. And what they're going to do, and part of what helped the backbone for the lawmakers in Michigan is seeing what happened in Wisconsin and what happened in Indiana, where those lawmakers that chose worker freedom ahead of the special interest were not chastised, they were not kicked out of office, they actually gained and increased strength. And other states and other lawmakers may actually take note and say, hey, if they can do it in Michigan, why can't we do it here?
But, here's the difference between then in Wisconsin and the world now. I think a lot of unions, whatever their growing weakness, they did put Barack Obama over the finish line. They got out the vote. They galvanized the base. Say what you will of them and whether that base even likes them or even the president. They did really deliver for the president. So you would have a president, a Democratic Party, emboldened to help them because the unions helped them. Is that a different factor and one we should watch?
Not really. I mean, let's look at Wisconsin and let's look at Michigan. In Michigan, the unions had the second most important thing on the ballot for them next to the presidential, which was Prop 2, which would have given them a legislative and effective veto over legislation, government union contracts. That went down by almost 15 points, yet Michigan still reelected Barack Obama, sent a Democrat senator to Washington, D.C. Wisconsin, barely a year after the voters resoundingly rejected Governor Scott Walker's recall by 10 points, Wisconsin voters there also reelected Obama, also sent a Democrat senator to the White House. So there's a disconnect between voters voting Democrat and rubber stamping union issues. So they can't really hang their hat on that. Now, if it's favors from the Democrat Party and the White House, that may be something else.
Okay. Vincent, thank you very much. We'll see how it all fans out, but I would think it would be a suicide mission, but I've seen suicide missions before. Vincent, thank you very much.
Thanks, Neil.